Now we're going to see the derivation of quadratic element shape function. So let us take that the name itself say that it is a quadratic element. So it is a simple line element but having three node points. So if any element having three node points, then that is called as a quadratic element. So in the previous class, we have seen that bar having two nodal points only. But now here, if we have element having a three node point, let us say the starting point one would be the one, and ending would be the let us say two, and let us say exactly middle, and we can say this is another node point, and we can say it is a node number three. So if this type of elements is called as a, it is called as a quad elements. So today we're going to see that what would be the shape function of this quad element. So the quad element, whenever you specify in a local coordinate system, let us specify that in a local coordinate system. So now the local coordinate system means it is expressed in terms of the zeta and eta. Okay, if it is a two-dimensional, it is zeta and eta, and three-dimensional, it would be the theta will be there. So this is a three coordinate for the local parameter. Now it is a one-dimensional element, and let us try to express in a zeta coordinate. So therefore, this direction is called as it is equal to the, let us say it is a zeta direction. So therefore, at nodal number one, let us say the zeta is equal to the minus one. At nodal number two, let us say zeta is equal to the plus one. Means that in the local coordinate system, the zeta is always varying from the minus one to plus one only. Similarly, the eta also similarly in the y direction, the range of this eta coordinate would be the minus one to plus one. This would be the advantage for deriving the shape function. Similarly, the theta is also it is varying from the minus 1 to plus 1 only. Okay, so using this point, and now we're going to see that the derivation of the shape function. So whenever the element starting would be the minus 1 and ending would be the plus 1, exactly middle the zeta can be say that it is equal to the 0. So this is the values of the nodal point 1, nodal point 2, nodal point 3. So now let us see that what would be the displacement function or the interpolation function. So now let us assume the interpolation function interpolation function. This interpolation function must be satisfied throughout the element. Means that from starting one point to the nodal 2 as well as 3. So let us try to assume that the assumed interpolation function in terms of the displacement. So means that we are assuming that displacement interpolation function. So let us try to say that the u would be the displacement, and we can assume that it would be equal to the a naught plus a1 into zeta plus a2 into zeta square, because it has a three nodal point. That's why we're going to take that 2-degree equation. Okay, so there are the three nodal points are there. That's why we go for the 2-degree of equation. So now this interpolation function must be satisfied at nodal point 1 as well as 2 as well as 3. Let us try to define that the a0, a1, a2 values, because here the a0 and a1 and a2 are the constant values. So now we would like to define the constant values in terms of the nodal displacement. So let us see that at nodal point 1, let us assume that the q1 would be the displacement at nodal number 1, and at nodal number 2, let us say the q2 would be the displacement. At nodal number 3, that is called at mid, let us say q3 would be the displacement. Now I can able to say that the q1 comma q2 comma q3 are is the nodal displacements. Now I need to calculate the three constant. To calculate the three constant, we need three equations. So therefore, let us try to solve this equation. And at node point one, we need to write down this assumed interpolation function. At node one, the u becomes that it is equal to the q1, because at node 1 we assumed that the displacement would be the q1. So therefore it can be possible to say that the zeta value at node number 1 would be the minus 1. So if you substitute into a interpolation function, therefore the interpolation function can be write as u can be write as it is equal to the q1, that must be equal to the a naught plus a1 into zeta, that is equal zeta is equal minus, so therefore minus of a1 and plus a2 into zeta square minus 1 whole square is equal to the plus 1. So this would be the equation. Now let us write down this equation here. Okay, so if you write down that one, therefore q1 becomes that it is equal a naught minus of a1 and plus a2. So let us say this as equation number 1. And at node point 2, at node 2, let us write down the interpolation function. At node 2, we can say the zeta becomes that it is equal to the plus 1. Okay, the zeta becomes that it is equal to the plus 1. So, and the u would be equal to that is equal to the q2. So, if you write down this one at node point 2, therefore, the u becomes that is q2 and a naught plus a1 into zeta, zeta becomes that 1 and plus a2 into zeta square, and zeta is equal to 1. So 1 square is equal to the 1 only. So therefore it is possible to write as q2 is equal to the a0 plus a1 plus a2. And let us say this as a second equation. To calculate the three unknowns, we need another equation. So at node point 3, at node 3, let us say that the zeta becomes that it is equal to the 0 and u would be equal to it is equal to the q3. So if you substitute into the interpolation function, therefore the interpolation function can be right at nodal point 3 would be equal to q3 would be equal to the a naught plus a1 into zeta, that zeta is equal to the 0 plus a2 into zeta square, that is equal to 0 square would be equal to 0. So therefore this equation can be right as it is equal to the a naught and plus a1 0 0 plus a2 0 0. So therefore it is possible to say that the q3 will be equal to the a naught. So at this point of time I know that one constant value, that is equal to a naught. We need to calculate the a1 a2. So to calculate the a1 a2 I would like to use equation number 2 and 3. Okay, equation number 2 and 3 to calculate the a1 and a2 values. Okay, so let us try to find out those things. So from the equation number 1 and 2, it is possible to get the constant values a1 and a2. I would like to write down straight away here at this point of time. I got that the a1 from the equation number 1 and 2, you will get that it is equal to the q2 minus, it is equal to the q2 minus and q1 by 2. So this is this is a value of the a1. And similarly, I got that the a2 values that would be equal to the, from the equation number 1 and 2, if I solve, then I got this a2 would be in terms of the nodal displacement q1 plus q2 minus of 2 times of q3 divided by the 2. So at this point of time, I know that the a0 would be equal to that is equal to the q3, and I know that a1 and a2. So I would like to recall in the assumed interpolation function. The assumed interpolation function is equal to u is equal to the a naught plus a1 times of zeta plus a2 times of zeta square. This is the assumed interpolation function. Therefore, this assumed interpolation function, there are the three constant values. I solve that the three constant values in terms of the nodal displacement. If I put down here, therefore, it is possible to write out the interpolation function u is equal a naught, that is equal to the q3 plus a1 can be write as it is equal to the q2 minus q1 times of divided by 2 times of zeta plus q2 plus a2 can be write as it is equal to the q1 plus q2 minus of 2 times of q3 divided by 2 into zeta square. So if I elaborate this equation, this will be q3 plus q2 times of zeta divided by 2 minus of q1 by 2 into zeta. I'm going to elaborate this equation. Therefore, it is possible to write as q1 by 2 times of zeta square and plus q2 by 2 times of zeta square minus of 2 times of q3 by 2 into zeta square. Here 2 get cancelled. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here, I would like to separate the q1 terms, q2 terms and q3 terms. Let us first we have to separate the q1 terms. See here the q1 terms are here, it is a q1 term is there, and also there is a the q1 terms are available at this point. Let us try to find out that where are the q1 terms are there. The q1 terms can be, we can say that minus q1 by 2 times of zeta. Here q1 times of q1 by 2 times of zeta square. These two terms are there. So if you separate this one q1, therefore it is possible to write down that is equal to the minus of zeta minus of zeta by 2 into q1, and another q1 would be that it is equal to the zeta square. So plus zeta square and whole divided by 2, because there is a divided by 2 here and here it is present. So minus zeta plus zeta square whole divided by the 2. Okay, into q1. Now I would like to write down the q2 separate terms. Where are the q2 terms? This is a q2 here, and here also q2 is present. So only in the two cases the q2 is present, and if you take the q2 as a common, therefore the first term is the zeta by 2 and second term would be the plus zeta square by 2. So this would be the q2 terms. Now let us take the q3 terms. Q3 terms are here, the q3 terms is here one, as well as the q3 terms are here. Okay, so if you take that the q3 as a common, if you take q3 as a common, therefore it is possible to write as there is no multiplication factor, let us say it is equal to 1, and here minus of zeta square. So this would be the last term for the q3. So here now I can able to write down this function again in a separate manner. The u can be, the interpolation function u can be written as it is equal to the minus zeta plus zeta square. Let us take the zeta as common. So if I take that zeta as common, and the zeta minus of 1 divided by 2 times of q1. The first term I have simplified like this. Therefore, the second terms, if you take again the, in the second term, let us take zeta as a common. So therefore, it is possible to say that 1 plus zeta divided by the 2. And this terms of q2. Then last term as it is, I put down that 1 minus zeta square times of q3. So this would be the assumed interpolation function. So this would be the assumed interpolation function. So now I would like to take another fresh space to define the shape function. So the assumed interpolation function I got here, I would like to write down that again the assumed interpolation function. The assumed interpolation function can be rewritten as that is called u is equal to the, in terms of the known parameter or the nodal parameter, that is equal to the first one would be zeta into zeta minus 1 by 2 times of q1 plus zeta into 1 plus zeta or zeta plus 1, zeta plus 1 or 1 plus zeta by 2 times of q2 plus 1 minus zeta square by 2, 1 minus zeta square by 2 into q3. So I think so there is no divided by 2. Okay, let us try to see in the there is no 2, 1 minus zeta square into q3. Okay, so this is a equation that we got after substituting that nodal parameter. So this function is very, very important. So this is called as a, it is now, it is not a assumed interpolation function. It is called as an interpolation function, and that would be satisfied throughout the element from the node of point 1 as well as node of point 2, and at middle it is a node of point 3. So wherever you put down this one, it is satisfied. So if you put down that at zeta is equal to plus 1 minus 1, and it would be satisfied. At zeta is equal to the plus 1 at node of point 2, it is satisfied. At zeta is equal to the 0, it is going to be satisfied. Let us try to check that one. At zeta is equal to 0, you must get that the q becomes u becomes that q3. Let us check that. If zeta is equal to 0 in the above equation, 0 into something 0, 0 into something 0, so this term will become the 0. Then next term would be the again zeta is equal to 0, 0 and something, again it is going to be 0. And here 1 minus 0 square 1 into q3, so therefore q3. So means that the u must be equal to the q3 at a zeta is equal to 0, means that the interpolation function will give the exact results. Like that you can cross check at a plus minus 1 as well as plus 1. So if you put down that minus 1, you must get that u must be equal to the q1. And if you put down zeta is equal to plus 1, you're going to get that the u would be equal to the q2. So now I can call at this point of time, I can call this zeta into zeta minus 1. I can call this one as a n1, that is called shape function n1, and I can able to call this as a n2, and I would like to call this one as a n3. So therefore, from the above equation, if possible to write as n1 would be equal to the zeta into zeta minus 1 divided by the 2. Similarly, the n2 can be defined as it is equal to the zeta into zeta plus 1 whole divided by the 2. So the n3 is called as a, it is equal to 1 minus zeta square. So these three are called as a, it is called shape functions, shape functions for quadratic element, quadratic element. So now I can able to write down that the displacement function or interpolation function. I would like to write down that the displacement function for a quad element or interpolation function, a displacement function or interpolation function for quad element for or quadratic element. So now I can able to write down this as a u must be equal to the n1 q1 plus n2 q2 plus n3 q3. So this is called as a, it is a, what is that? This is called as a displacement function or interpolation function. So this is all about the derivation of the shape function for a quadratic element. Thank you.